Welcome to the Cornish Witch podcast. I'm your host Freyja, a witch who lives in Cornwall but who isn't a born and bred Cornish maid. On this episode, my guest is Emily Beth, the owner of Black Cat Books. We discuss the journey of opening Black Cat Books, a whimsical witchy bookstore in Launceston, the importance of community support, and her passion for championing local authors and folklore. Our discussion touches on the joy of owning a bookstore, unique finds, hosting events, and future aspirations. We also discuss Emily's personal connection to the craft, and the significance of daily rituals are also explored, along with recommendations for local literature. I hope you all enjoy it.
Emily, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
Very happy to be here.
I'm very happy to be sat in your lovely bookstore, your lovely whimsical witchy bookstore here in Launceston. It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
So I guess the first thing that I'd like to ask, which for some listeners might sound like a really obvious question, especially if they live in Launceston or around the area, but what was the name behind Black Cat Books?
Okay. Actually, that's maybe a little bit more complicated than you think.
Oh, okay.
Everybody knows my black cat as Spook.
Yeah.
That's my little kitten, and she does come in the shop sometimes. And she is the black cat that everybody knows, but actually it's named for my other black cat. I have two.
Oh, okay.
So I've got one called Rue. She's named after the herb, and she's a little bit older. She's also a rescue cat, and that's why she doesn't come in because she was treated quite badly by her previous owners, and she can't cope with travelling and being in here. But she is the silhouette on the door.
Oh, bless. Okay.
And so it is actually named for Rue.
Yeah.
But because Spook was so young when we opened the shop, it was decided that she would be the one to come in.
Oh, that's nice. But it's nice that her silhouette, like you said, is on the door.
Yeah, and she does
lovely.
pop up sometimes on social media.
Yeah.
Rue does feature sometimes.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And it's so nice that you rescued her. It's like they're both your familiars.
Yeah, we have three. We've got a tuxedo cat who's also a rescue.
Oh.
So Spook is the only one that we didn't rescue.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Spook's the youngest.
Yeah, she was a year old in May. Rue and Kit are tuxedo. We don't really know how old they are, but Kit was the first one we got.
Yeah.
And he used to belong to our neighbours, and they moved away and left him behind.
Oh. I mean, I'm just such an animal person, so it just blows my mind, you know. But I'm so glad that there are people like you in the world, to scoop them up and give them a loving home.
Yeah, it boggles your mind, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
So, how long has the bookstore been open for now?
Almost exactly a year.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you very much. Yeah. So the 19th of October is the anniversary.
Oh, so it's close.
Yes,
few
this
days.
weekend.
Yeah,
almost exactly a year, and it's been a brilliant first year. Obviously, it's never going to be easy in this current economic climate. I think, and especially the number of people who were like, a bookshop. Do people buy books? And I was like, I sincerely hope so. So it's been brilliant, and the response in Launceston and from the local people has been amazing. I think when I first said to a colleague in my previous job, this is what I'm going to do, he said, my parents live in the Cotswolds and they have an independent bookshop and they're fiercely protective of it. And I think that's what I would use to describe people's attitude to this one. Yeah. They are fiercely protective.
It's such a lovely community here in Launceston, especially in this part of the town centre. Because you're right next door to the crystal shop, which is lovely. And then you've got Alchemy Nails, which is a little bit further up. But all of these independent stores, the buyers around the corner, and you just you'll just look out for each other, and then with that sense of community in Launceston, and I'd say the consumer community as well. It's it is really lovely.
I think Launceston's developing a really fantastic identity, slightly alternative. I know there's that very strong Methodist history in the town, and I completely respect that. But I think recently, like you've just said, there's my shop, which can be viewed as slightly alternative, and there's Crystals, there's the Buyer, there's Launceston lately as well.
Yeah.
Great asset to our town. And I just think we're starting to get that slightly edgy identity, which is going to serve this town so well.
Absolutely.
We love it.
Yeah. So sort of what inspired you to open up a bookshop, I suppose?
It's so
Is it
naff.
something like you've always wanted to do?
Genuinely, it's so naff. So I've done quite high stress jobs before. I've worked in management and education, and if I had a really bad day or something, I'd go, I'm just going to quit and open a bookshop.
Love it.
That was it. That was my reaction to a bad day. And then, due to unforeseen circumstances, I lost my job. It was a bit unfortunate. We were made redundant. And so I thought, do you know what?
Now's the time.
I thought it's now or never, really. And my husband was really supportive. My family were really supportive. And I just thought, I will forever regret it if I don't have a really good try.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and it's so lovely in here.
Thank you.
What would you say your favourite section of the bookstore is?
Oh gosh, probably the local book section, like the little table there with the local books.
Yes,
because to be honest, it was never something I really set out to do. Obviously I wanted to champion local authors and local things like that, but when I opened the shop, I tried to keep it very very vanilla and very Magnolia, because I wanted to respond to what people wanted. And I just got people coming in asking for Cornish folklore, and they came in asking for any information about Cornwall, anything by William Buttrell, Say by Baring Gould, anything like that. And I've learned a lot from them. I've responded to what they wanted, and so I really love the fact that I've built this up. I've built up this little local table and people love it. It's their favourite table.
Yeah.
That's where they go.
That's so lovely. And I love that you have a children's literature section here as well.
Oh, that's so
nice.
Important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's such a nice little corner as well. Whenever I walk in here, I'm like, I just want to go and sit in that corner.
Loads of people do. I used to work in education, and so I know how important it is to inspire children to read, and so I want them to come in and sit on a beanbag, and that's why that book corner is maybe a little bit chaotic. It's not ordered alphabetically. I have obviously divided it up by age, but I want them to rummage, and I want them to pick things up and read them, and I love it when I look over there and there's two children sat on the beanbags reading. It's brilliant.
Yeah. There's something so heartwarming about that as well. Yeah.
And they're still.
Yes.
Children are never
because they're just engrossed in that magic, and their imaginations are really colourful.
And they have some great literature these days. They're so lucky.
I know. And I think it's just getting better and better as well, which is so nice to see. Definitely. What would you say your reading preferences as a bookstore owner?
Horror.
Oh, I love that answer.
I'm really into folk horror. Folk horror is having this massive renaissance right now. So a lot of people go, what's folk horror? You've got to think of Wicker Man, that film. That's probably the pinnacle of folk horror, the Wicker Man.
Yes.
And there's been some awesome new publications in folk horror, and people's fascination with folklore itself is huge. People love it. People love the supernatural. I always say people love to be frightened. Oh yeah, I love a good scare. I've always said that. I love a good scare. It gets my blood pumping. They love it. And so I do have a lot of horror and things and supernatural over there. I mean, it is spooky season. It's October.
Absolutely,
So that is what's being published right now. The new publications are that. But people love it. And so do I. And I can easily recommend it. I can go, you like folk horror, then try this one, it's cracking. And Cornwall lends itself to that, I think. And with being so close to Dartmoor as well, and the rich history that it has, a supernatural history. I remember when I was a child reading about the hairy hands on Dartmoor. And even just driving along there now as a fully grown adult with and I'm at night time, and I'm like, I really hope the hairy hands don't appear. I hope they don't
get me.
But anyway, it is a thing. I mean, I used to work right up on the moors, and I did work with someone who had to travel from the opposite side of the moor to me, and she was genuinely scared to do it in the winter in the dark. It frightened her. Whereas I was there going, where are they? Come on. She was frightened.
Yeah. And it is such a wild, some parts quite desolate, very eerie place. And then in the dark, in the night, in the winter, and if it's misty. Yeah, I think I don't know about you, but I'm quite a visual person. So if I'm driving across there, I'll often like picture a monk walking out in front of me, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, brain, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's fascinated people for decades, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Dartmoor and Bodmin as well.
Oh yeah.
Let's not forget that's so rich in folklore and mystery.
Yes.
And I think it's beautiful during the day, brutal and barren.
Yeah.
And people have been fascinated by it for thousands of years.
And it's inspired so many stories, both of them. Like, well, they're actually filming on Dartmoor at the moment. What are they filming? The new, is it Robert Eggers' new film?
Yes,
Edges?
they are.
I'm not sure how, I'm probably butchering his name, so sorry to any listeners out there. I want to say it's the Wolfman or something like that.
Willem Dafoe's
in it, yeah.
Many famous people.
Yeah, I think a lot of the similar cast from like Nosferatu are in it now.
Lily Rosedale.
Yes, and obviously Bodmin, we've got the Beast of Bodmin as well, which is huge and really famous. How do the Baskervilles? I'm not sure if that's Bodmin or Dartmoor. It's Dartmoor.
With the Grimpen-Mire. But I mean, that goes back hundreds of years. There's so many stories up there. And I think being in the book-selling business, you meet people who know this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought I had a good knowledge. But, I've met so many people who are fascinated by and who know so much about the folklore on both moors. And it's brilliant. It's a privilege to talk to them.
Yeah, that's so lovely.
Yeah.
And because... Well, sort of going into that then, and I was going to sort of ask about local authors, local writers, fiction, non-fiction. And do you try and push that and get them in as much as you can and push their work? That's great.
I do. So I have got an author event with a local author this Friday.
Yes, you do.
And that is Sam K. Horton, who's just brought out a new novel, and it is folk horror. So it ticks all my boxes. And very often they will reach out to me, or I'll reach out to them. It goes both ways, really.
Yeah.
So I had an author event earlier this year with a local folk horror author, and I reached out to her, and she was fantastic. Authors are really supportive of indie bookshops. They love coming in. And they love meeting people. It's a very close thing. It's very close and it's very small. But it's
cosy. It's very cosy.
But I love championing the works of local authors. I think ultimately I need to offer something that Amazon does not.
I am so with you on that.
I need to do that. And so, I mean, people can order Sam K. Horton's books on Amazon, but they don't pay as well. Okay, so they get paid a lot better if you buy the book through me. And also local authors, because they are a little bit smaller, they're smaller fish, even though they're equally as wonderful. Amazon aren't going to offer such a discount on the books, so there's no point really. So that's why I do it. That's why you might not necessarily, I don't know, I won't stock so many of the new Richard Osman, although I will stock it. You won't see so many of those. You'll see a lot more of the more indie things in here, because that's where I'm going to get sales.
You mentioned people coming in and asking about folklore and folk horror. Do you have many people come in asking for perhaps occult books or spiritual witchy books at all?
Yes, I do. And again, this is something that I'm kind of interested in myself, and I through my postgraduate studies I did go into that. But also, having gone to school in Launceston, I was aware of the very Methodist side of things. And so I thought, when I first opened the shop, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to respond to what I get asked for. And so I do get people coming in and asking for them. It's a very difficult one to get the stock in for, I try and make sure that I've got maybe local practitioners' books in. So you'll see a few out there like Gemma Gary and Griffin and people.
Yes.
So I do have their books in. But very often I'll run a bespoke order service for people, because people have got very personal preferences.
Yes. Well, I've ordered a couple of books from you. Like I ordered from you The Women Who Run with Wolves.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I think is great that I can sort of come to you and again order through you rather than going through Amazon.
Yeah.
Which is really, really nice service to have, a local personalised service.
Yeah, and also I can recommend as well. I mean, I had some orders in today and they'll be ready to collect tomorrow, so it's a 24-hour service. You've just got to look for it, really.
Yes, yeah. What's the most, perhaps, unusual order or perhaps book that someone has asked you for and it's made you kind of go, I'm not quite sure, or, that's one I've never expected to hear?
I've had loads of those. I mean, I have things that very often I'll get, because we've got quite a strong home ed scene in Launceston. So I do get textbooks and things. People will come in, and that's lovely, because they are expensive. So I do get people who order sort of really random German textbooks. I've got a few people who read very off-the-wall mid-century poets and things, and so they'll ask for those, and I'll think, good Lord. I would say probably that's the weirdest thing I've ever had.
Okay.
It's really odd poetry where I thought, right.
And you stock some really old books as well, like and some of the old classics too.
Yes.
Which is really lovely. And I know you've got a special sort of bookshelf for all of those.
It's behind you.
And it is behind me, What would you say is one of your sort of favourite books, or perhaps your most treasured item on this bookshelf?
Oh, okay. On that particular bookshelf, that little stack of Temple Shakespeare's right there.
Yes.
They're from the 1890s.
Wow, and they are in such beautiful condition.
They are lovely. I mean, probably the most treasured thing in here is not actually out on display, not really worth a lot of money, but I have a book from 1649.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
You should get it in a lovely little glass case. Yeah, that would be awesome.
But I do have probably the best thing I've ever come across, and again it's worth nothing. I did a clearance, somebody passed away and I cleared out his books, and I had this one that's called The Abridgment of Statutes, and it was in normal cloth covers, probably from about 70 years ago. I looked at it, I thought, what is this? And I just shunted it around while I dealt with the more interesting books. And I got to this one, I thought, right, I'll have to look at this thing then and see where it's going to go. And I opened it up and realised it was rag paper. And I thought, oh, right. And it turns out it was from the 1600s and it had been rebound.
Oh, my goodness.
And it had been monogrammed on the edge. The original owner had monogrammed it with his initials, CW. Wow. And because it's been rebound, it is worth pennies. But in a way, it's also completely priceless as well. Yes. Yeah, and sometimes the value there is the value to you and the value to people who perhaps really appreciate literature and, older books and well-preserved books. It's higher, it ranks higher in value than perhaps the monetary value. Oh, honestly, it does, yeah. I mean, that's in my personal collection now, because I just thought, awesome. I completely loved it, and I just thought, you've been hiding there. I wonder how long you've been hiding there. Just waiting for you to find it. And just to come across it. And I mean, it's not really very scintillating reading matter. It's a legal book, but it's still lovely. Yeah. Do you find that people who bring in books, used books, or books from owners that, have passed away, do you find that some books come in with certain energies into the store? Have you ever noticed anything like that before? No, I have to say I haven't. And it's a really good question because I have a few people who sage everything secondhand that they buy, anything they thrift, they sage. No, I've never had that, and I'm quite perceptive. I do sort of find things that maybe colour how I would perceive a book's energy. So I had some books donated by a really lovely man whose wife had passed away, and in the pages was a piece of her unfinished embroidery. And that just made me feel really sad. And I've kept it. I'm going to frame it.
Yeah.
I offered it to him back, obviously, but he didn't want it.
Yeah.
But no, nothing. No, that's a really interesting question. No one's ever asked me that before.
Oh. So, I mean, it is the season of the witch. The veil is thinning. Samhain is approaching. Maybe it hasn't happened yet. Maybe something will come along. I hope, if anything does, it's friendly and
positive.
It's positive. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had anything unpleasant.
Yeah.
Never anything where I thought, oh no. Yeah. I did get offered a copy of Mein Kampf and I refused that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Just because. And also it's really bad. It's dreadfully written.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would not recommend. It's just a big long rant.
Oh, no, I will just, put that big cross.
That off.
Yeah, I'll cross it off. Yeah, for anyone who's listening as well, we can just cross that one off.
Yes. But no, I will let you know.
Please do, yeah. So you mentioned that you have your author events, and I know you've got one coming up this Friday. What other events or clubs do you run within the bookstore?
So we have a monthly reading group. It's not a book club. It's called Rebel Readers. Because I've never joined a book club, which a lot of people find hilarious, but I would not be able to do that because I'm rubbish at being told what to read. So if it was one of those conventional book clubs where you had to read this book by the end of the month, I wouldn't read the book. Yeah, I would just rock up and try and busk it, basically, or just not go. And so I wanted a group where we could either sit and read, and I do have a couple of people who don't maybe feel like they want to participate, so you can sit and read in here, or talk about what you're reading. So everyone has to come either with a book or a book in mind, and share what they're reading. Sometimes I'll try and streamline the discussion, that's the teacher in me, by saying, okay, so guys, we're going to talk about character this month, and maybe think about this and that and these aspects of the character. Invariably, there'll be a bit of a squabble, or a heated discussion, which is good. And it's just it's a safe space for people to get together and share books and talk about books and have their opinions and not be judged for it, because I think people are judged so harshly and so quickly these days, and I don't care really what you read, and I don't care if you just want to sit and read and not interact with anybody. It's just nice to get people in here and sharing books. Yeah, absolutely. So the list of that's full. It's free. It's just a nice thing to do. I have had people ask if I would do one for young people. Yeah. And it's not something I've ruled out. It's there's a variety of factors, reasons as to why I don't do it. There's the insurance thing. Yeah, probably safeguarding bits and pieces as well, all that paperwork. Yeah, there'd be a lot I'd have to do, and it's so small in here that it's not like I could have the parents hang around, and I don't think many kids would want their parents to hang around while they're doing a club. I think if I was a teen, I would want my parents to leave. Yeah, especially when you're getting to that more independent, you're discovering yourself and your own sense of identity, or figuring out who you are. The last thing, I can only speak for myself, and I was a teenager, but the last thing I would have wanted was my parents hanging around going, what are you doing? I'm like, go away, leave me alone. I think that they need to be free to grow and form their own ideas and opinions. So that is something that I would look to do potentially in the future. Also, it's just me here. Yeah, you probably need a couple of helpers. I think I would, and then that goes into a whole other insurance. DBS checks and all sorts of stuff. All kinds of legalities. And so at the moment I don't do that. We have had creative writing classes in here. And okay, because I was going to ask about creative writing. Yeah, so we had those through the winter. I didn't deliver those. I had a published author come in and do those and deliver those. And it's, if she wants to come back and do some more, that's absolutely fine, because I know she's got lots on and stuff. So we have done those. They're not running just at the moment though. Okay, cool. What has been the most surprising thing in a really positive way in the year that you've been running this bookstore? Oh, I need to think for a minute now. I think that people, and this is a really stupid thing to say because I opened a bookshop, the fact that people are willing to pay for books. Because I had I do have anxiety.
Mhm.
And I had this worry that people would go, oh, I'm just going to go to the charity shop. But I have learnt that if people want a book and they know I'm here, they'll come here.
Yeah.
To the point that, and if she listens to this, she'll know exactly who she is. I've got someone, she's not the only one, but one of the main ones. She'll go to somewhere like Waterstones and photograph the books that she wants and come and get me to order them in for her.
I love that.
So they know that I'm more expensive than places like Waterstones and Tesco's and things, because I can't afford to run books ultimately as a loss leader. But they'll still come and buy them.
And that's that loyalty there as well, which is lovely.
And I just never expected that to happen. I've got quite a few people. I've got a really good friend, and he does the same thing.
Yeah.
So I've seen this. Can you get it for me? And originally I wanted it to be a second-hand bookshop because I thought there's no way people are going to shell out for brand new books at cover price. But brand new books are a really big thing for me, and I'm expanding my new books collection because people really want to buy them from me. Yeah. And I'm really pleased.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, it's great.
And especially with the local authors as well, which is really, really nice to see.
Love the local authors.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you prefer paperback or hardback books?
Paperback.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I do prefer paperback because they're easy to carry around.
Get that, actually, yeah. You can bend the spine.
You can. I mean, hardback books tend to be more beautiful, in my opinion. But I do have hardbacks, and I do buy hardbacks. If I have bought the first in a series in hardback, then that's it. Yeah. They all have to be hardback. That ship has sailed. Equally with paperback, they all have to match. I also like hardbacks because with paperbacks, when you break the spine, that's it. Yeah. It's over. Yeah. It's terrible. Hardbacks, you can look after them a bit more easily. Yeah. And I take the jackets off to keep the jackets nice and leave them at home.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay.
I just cart a naked hardback around with me,
I love that, because then people will be like, what is it? What is that?
Yeah, it's a mystical book.
It's a mystical book. What books would you recommend for someone who's looking to get into the sort of local folklore or sort of the witchy side of things, and they're a beginner? What would you recommend that you have in here for someone coming in?
I would first of all check to see if they want to read fiction or non-fiction.
Yeah.
Because really I'd question them a little bit more closely to see exactly where they want to go. If they're just wanting to read novels and stories, then I'd unpick it a little bit more and see if they like their horror. Yeah. Or if they want something a little bit more cosy. If they like their horror, then you're looking for a local author, something like Jodie Matthews' Meet Me at the Surface or Sam K. Horton's Gorse. Yeah. I would say that Jodie's book is slightly more unsettling than Gorse. Okay. So Gorse is maybe slightly more plot driven and a bit more linear. Meet Me at the Surface is just unsettling. It's brilliantly written.
Oh, I like an unsettling book.
She's marvellous. So I would go in that direction. If they actually want to maybe look at practicing and getting into local witchcraft in that way, then you're looking at Rebecca Beattie.
Yes, Rebecca.
Yeah, she's marvellous.
She's lovely.
Love her. Gemma Gary. She's wonderful as well. She's reached out to me recently.
Oh, great.
Or Emma Griffin.
Emma's so lovely. Yeah. Oh, excellent.
So any of those, they're great witches. Yeah. And they're very welcoming to people who are new to the craft.
They really are. Yeah. And there's some great recommendations as well. What little known book would you like to see make it really big?
I need to think about it. Yeah, do you know what? Buried at the Crossroads by Elizabeth Dale.
Buried at the Crossroads by Elizabeth Dale. Okay.
It's really great. And I've got so much love for Elizabeth because I managed to get to stock Buried at the Crossroads because I reached out to her. So she doesn't really sell through any of the regular channels. You have to go to her.
Oh, great.
And she posts me her books direct and invoices me direct. So it is all done in the most lovely personal way. You have a personal connection with Elizabeth. Her book it's non-fiction, which talks about essentially people who were outcasts and outcasts from society throughout history.
Wow.
And she's got a really lovely blog, actually. She's called The Cornish Bird.
Okay.
And it's a labour of love, that book. I've got it over there. And she has worked so hard. It's so well researched, so well written. And she champions people who were rejected and stuck on the fringes and outside of the churchyard.
Oh, I love that.
And I just think the way that she's gone about that is so personal to her. It would be lovely to see that really make it big. But then saying that, there's so many people, like, I really love Sam to really
Sam
hit
was
the big
lovely.
time.
Yeah.
And I had someone come in the other day and say, Gorse would make a really great film.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? I'd love Sam's book to be made into a film. And same with Jodie and Rebecca, you know, just all my local authors.
Yeah.
I love them all to bits.
Yeah. Oh, and that's so lovely to hear as well.
Yeah. But yeah, there are so many of them. And they champion indie bookshops in a way that the bigger names don't.
Yeah, and we definitely want to champion our local indie bookshops for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Would you say that would you call yourself a witch, or do you practice any sort of witchcraft or magic or anything like that at all?
That's a really good question. I've been interested in witchcraft for a really long time, to the point that I remember my mum and dad bought me a book about witches and wizards, like an eyewitness book, and I still have it.
Oh,
They
great.
bought that for me when I was like 7, and I think they realised that it wasn't going to go away. And then obviously the whole Harry Potter thing happened. I grew up with that.
Yeah.
That whole thing happened. And no, I'm not really a practitioner. I have got things around my house, so I've got door charms and all sorts of things, and I know a lot.
Yeah.
But no, I wouldn't say that I observe things properly. I would very much hesitate to call myself a practitioner. For my postgraduate degree, my dissertation was about the archaeology of protective magic in the medieval domestic environment.
Wow.
And so I got really into things then. I used the library at the Museum of Witchcraft and Magic in Boscastle for my research. And so I did learn a lot about it. And I think it is something that's so deeply personal. That's what I took away from that.
Yeah.
It's very hard to quantify. But no, I wouldn't say I was. Just somebody who's very interested.
Yeah.
And I think that the old ways, as people do call them, have a lot to recommend them, especially off the back of things that are happening at the moment. I think people are starting to return.
Yeah, I think with the current climate, the way it is, and how everything is so, I would say, fast-paced, everyone wants everything yesterday, everything is very consumer driven in a way that sometimes it's not looked after, it's a lot of throwaway stuff, and then sometimes it feels like you forget about the gratitude and the satisfaction and the gratification that life brings, because it's so fast paced. And so taking that moment to be more mindful and remember those old ways and just live and get back to the land is so important. And I totally get where you're coming from with people are, I think especially with mental health as well, going back to that, going back to basics in a way.
I think, people are seeking comfort from maybe something that is very within them and has always been there, but has maybe been blocked out. I think, I've read a lot of things where people have said that there's magic in the very simplest of rituals.
Absolutely.
So, every morning, this is like one of my little rituals. Every morning I've got a reading chair and I'll sit in my house with my cats and drink my coffee, and that's how I start my day. I sound like a mad cat lady.
You sound like a bookish witch. I love it. Even though you don't call yourself a witch, to me that's like bookish witch, which is lovely.
Potentially, yeah. And I think as much as that could be considered practicing, yes, I do that. It's a really important sacrosanct part of my day. I've got very specific things that I do for my own well-being and to ground myself.
Yeah.
And those little things can be seen as magic. Even just going for walks out and about with my husband and we pick the sloes or whatever and just observe things. I came back from a run and I said to my husband, I saw the most amazing caterpillar on my run. And he was like,
that's
brilliant. Yeah. So I think, in as much as being in tune with the world around me, that's a very specific thing that I try to do.
Yeah, definitely. And it's so important, and it's so easy to forget sometimes as well, you know. So I think, making sure that we do have those little daily rituals, no matter how big or small they are so important. Yeah, no matter how simplistic they are as well.
I think so, and considering that women used to be, and men used to be done for witchcraft 400 years ago for doing things like that, or for singing while they work, you know, then, interesting.
Yeah. So what are your sort of future plans or aspirations for Black Cat Books?
I want to grow the shop.
Yeah.
I love this little shop.
It is lovely.
It's adorable. I love it. And my landlord is an absolute doll. He's really nice. But I do want a bigger shop eventually in Launceston. I don't want to leave Launceston. I want to stay here. And then I want to be able to employ people. So that I can bring something to Launceston or something more. Because I've met some really brilliant young people who love their books and are bright and sparky and look at things in a different way to me, and I'd love to get them on board and get them on the payroll and working
love
here.
that, you know.
And I would love to be able to offer coffee.
Yes, I know that Keep Audio is just next door.
I know,
which is so convenient. But but also coffee and books.
Yeah, I would love to do that. I mean, I am perfectly happy and also there's Takeaway just across there.
Yes.
I would love, I'm perfectly happy for people to get a coffee from Dale or from Michelle and to bring it in and sit and read.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd love to do. You know, I wouldn't offer direct competition to those guys.
No.
But I'd like to move to a bigger shop, be able to offer coffee and just have it bigger, essentially, with people in there so that we can just really grow as a part of the community.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that's going to take. Haven't got a clue.
Just manifest it. Keep manifesting it.
I'm not one of those people, I think, because I've always been quite goal driven. I've now made the decision to be less goal driven. And I just want to, my goal for this first year was to survive.
Which I think you've done,
I have done
wonderfully. I think it's thrived, because I've seen this place, this shop, in many different things, and I'm so happy that this has grown and thrived over this year. It's been wonderful.
Has. Like I said, the people of Launceston have responded magnificently to this place. So that was my goal for this year, was to make it through and not be a church mouse. And so I think within maybe the next 5 or so years, it'd be nice to move to a bigger location within the town. And I think that's it, really.
I can see that happening for you. We're putting it out there into the universe.
We are putting it out there. We are kind of vocalising that.
Yeah.
So that would be good.
Amazing. So for our listeners who are not local to the area, but are in Cornwall or want to sort of find you and look you up, how would people get hold of you, or what are your sort of socials?
So I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and my handle is at Black Cat Books 2024. I do have a website, so you can find me just by feeding the name into Google. So it's Black Cat Books Limited Ltd. So you can find me on there. And that throws up the phone number and the website and everything.
Excellent.
So you can get hold of me that way. And you can just bob on in as well.
Pop in, which is something I regularly do. Just pop in and go, hiya.
You can just bob on in for a chat. There is no obligation to buy anything. I think people worry about that, just come in and have a chat.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. And can people, I mean, I know people do, and you've mentioned it, and I have seen people bring in their old books as well. Do you have a limit on how many books you take, or are you happy for...
No, I don't, because...
like a book amnesty, I suppose you call it.
And there's always something that I'm going to need. There'll be a gap in there somewhere. So sometimes I might say, oh no, I've got enough of that for a minute. I do prefer people to come and check before they bring in a wheelbarrow full of books. Because sometimes storage space is a bit difficult, but no, usually we can make something work. It's just better that they check first.
Excellent. And what have you got coming up events wise for the rest of October? So I know this Friday you've got Sam K. Horton's author event for his second book coming out, which I will be here for.
That one's sold out.
That's sold out. And I think for those who are listening, this will be broadcast after the 17th of October. So what have we got sort of coming up, I suppose, going forward?
On the 25th of October, we have got our first book launch.
Incredible.
So that's really exciting.
Yeah.
So that's a local author and historian, Phil Weld.
Yeah.
And he published his first book last year. His second one is Murder Most Launceston, which is such a great title. Phil has spent all this time researching real-life murders that have happened in and around our little town.
Wow.
There are so many of them, and they are crazy.
Yeah.
So he's put this together into Murder Most Launceston, and we are having a launch here. So that is...
I'll be here.
I'll be
here for it. Yeah.
So Phil's going to be in on Saturday the 25th, signing and launching that book with us.
Oh, what time is that?
From 10 o'clock.
AM.
I
am at the Witch Festival down in Penryn podcasting.
We'll have to get one signed for you.
Thank you.
You can come
Thank
and
you
get
so
it.
much.
Yeah, that's going to be fantastic. And then haven't got anything more because it's Halloween. I'm going to be busy.
Of course you are. Yeah.
So haven't got anything more until the start of November. So on the 6th of November, this is going to be brilliant. We've got really lovely local folklorist Anna Cholton coming in to do an evening of Cornish folk tales for autumn.
That sounds incredible.
It's going to be wonderful. I'm so excited that Anna has agreed to come because she doesn't do many author events. I'm so lucky that she's coming.
Yeah.
And she's just a wonderful, wonderful soul. Her books are here. They sell like hotcakes. So to meet her and to listen to her is going to be great. So that's 6th November at 7 p.m. And tickets are a mere £6.
Mere £6. And these are available on your website.
They are available on the website. And you don't have to ask questions or anything, but you get tea and cake.
Tea and cake.
Yeah.
Always a winner.
Tea and cake. You get to meet Anna. You can get books signed and everything. So that's going to be a lovely, cosy evening. And then at the beginning of December, I think it's the 5th of December, I've got local storyteller and ghost walk leader, Lawrence Patrick McNeela. So
yes,
do you know Lawrence?
Yes, I met Lawrence last week. I got him to write down his details, so I will be in the future having him on for an episode. Yes.
He always gives good value, Lawrence. He's a friend. He obviously has been leading the ghost tours around Launceston this summer in a top hat and a cape.
Yes, he has. Love it.
But he's coming in here, and between us, we are going to dress up in full Dickensian garb, and we're going to have a Dickensian ghost story evening.
I want to join you in on that Dickensian garb.
It's
definitely.
Fab. So we're going to have lots of mulled wine, lots of homemade mince pies. And tickets are really limited for that because we want it to be really cosy and personal.
Yeah.
We're going to have a Christmas tree, the whole shebang. And that's just going to be, I think, a lovely way to kick off the festive season.
Yes.
With some proper Dickensian ghost stories that Lawrence is writing.
Wow.
So you won't have heard them before.
This is amazing.
Yeah. So that's going to be great. And tickets for that are available on the website. And they are £10, which covers everything.
Yeah.
Apart from any books that you buy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we've got in the run-up to Christmas time.
That all sounds so exciting, Emily.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming onto the podcast and doing this episode with me.
Oh, thank you for inviting me on.
I have thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been so lovely sitting in this bookshop and talking to you. For those who are listening, I don't video podcasts because I'm not that technical, but I will be taking some pictures of the bookshop and of some of the books that Emily has discussed, and you can see that on my Instagram page as well, so if you guys want to have a look. I have thoroughly enjoyed talking to you. It's been so lovely, and I really hope to have you on again in the future.
Oh, I'd love that. Yeah, absolutely awesome. Well, you're in here all the time.
I am. It's true. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Bye.
I hope you all enjoyed listening to my interview with Emily. She is so lovely, and it was such a joy to be sat in her bookstore learning all about her journey. I have linked Emily's website, including the link to her events page, her Instagram, and her Facebook page in the show notes. Please go and support her and show her some love. We are now at that point in the show where I tell you what witchy events are happening in and around Cornwall and South Devon. This weekend, on Saturday, the 25th of October, Witch Festival is being hosted at Ennis Gardens in Penryn. I do believe the tickets are all sold out. However, they have been looking for volunteers to help out at the venue. If you would like to volunteer, I have linked their Facebook page and Instagram. I will be there recording an episode for the podcast, so please come and say hello. Also on Saturday, the 25th of October, Tintagel is holding the Dark Gathering event from 2 p.m. And finally, in Exeter, at the Corn Exchange, Wild Tribe Events are hosting the Big Spiritual Witchcraft Fair, running from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m, and entry is free. If you are holding a spiritual or witchy event and you would like a shout out on the podcast, please get in touch with me via Instagram, Facebook, or email. All the links to all the events are in the show notes. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Cornish Witch podcast, and thank you for all of the love and support last week for the launch of the first episode. I will be back next week with another episode, and until then, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.